Hey guys, so this is Miss V. If you missed the live sessions today, here's a recap of what we covered, and hopefully this finds you well, and make sure, again, that you're completing all the assignments. So first things we talked about was the actual graded assignment that was due today. It's called Practice Part 1, Writing Equations 8.8a. The form or assignment looks like this. All you had to do was enter your class period, your name, and your student ID, and answer those 5 questions and click submit. So if you haven't done so, again, make sure you get that completed, and let's move on to example number 1. Okay, so situation 1. A sailboat rental company charges a customer a fee of $78.75 plus $80.25 per hour to rent a sailboat. A second rental company charges a customer a fee of $40 plus $95.75 per hour to rent a sailboat. How many hours would a customer have to rent a sailboat in order for both companies to charge the same total amount? All right, so first things first, guys, the question itself wants us to figure out how much the companies would charge for the totals to be the same. So again, that tells me that both of these companies, I'm going to set them equal to one another. Okay, so on this side, I'm going to have sailboat company number 1, and on this side, I'm going to have sailboat company number 2. And let's just break down each scenario and get the left side of the equation and the right side of the equation. So the first sailboat company says that they are going to charge customers $78.75 no matter what. Then it also tells me that plus, so again, I'm not having to figure out my operation. Plus is a pretty simple one, meaning addition. And it says plus $80.25 per hour to rent the sailboat. So again, whether you rent it for 1 hour or 5 hours, each hour is going to cost us $80.25. So this part right here, the $80.25 is our coefficient. That's how much is going to get charged. What is changing is the number of hours, guys, per hour, because each customer is going to rent the boat for a different amount of time. So the per hour, or that's our variable, the thing that is changing. So we have 80 and 25 cents times X. Okay, so that's sailboat company number 1. Sailboat company number 2 says that they charge their customers $40, okay, a $40 fee to rent the boat, plus, again, plus right here, plus $95.75 per hour to rent the sailboat. So again, they're going to be charged $95.75 for however many number of hours, which is X, because again, we don't know how many hours they're renting. We just know that they're going to be charged $95.75 per hour. All right. Lastly, we just need to set these equal to one another. So $78.75 plus $80.25 times X is the same as 40 plus $95.75 times X. All right, guys, so that would be our equation to help us solve this problem. And again, we're not solving yet, but again, in order for us to be able to solve, we first must come up with the correct equation. Because again, there's no point in solving. I mean, we can do all this work, and if our equation is wrong, then our answer is going to be wrong. So we want to make sure that we are getting the right equation first. Okay, situation number 2. Okay. Nikki has 186 yards of fabric in her supply room and uses 5 3/4 yards of fabric per day making products for her shop. All right, so this is one person, Nikki. Okay. Jamie has 95 yards of fabric in her supply room and uses 2.5 yards of fabric per day making products. So our second person is Jamie. The question itself asks, if neither of the girls buys more fabric, how many days will it take until they have the same number of remaining yards of fabric in their supply room. Again, guys, same means equal or equivalent. So again, we're going to set these two women equal to one another, or at least their expressions equal to one another. So on the left side, I'm going to put Nikki. And on the right side, I'm going to write an expression for Jamie. Okay, now first things first, let's focus on Nikki. Okay, so Nikki says that she has 186 yards of fabric. So that's the given. We know that. Okay, then it says she uses 5 3/4 yards of fabric per day. Now again, guys, if we're wanting to choose the operation, we have to read the vocabulary. Here the key word is that she uses. Okay, think about it. If she's starting with the 186 yards and every day she's using 5 3/4, the amount of fabric that she started with is getting smaller and smaller and smaller because it's being taken out. And again, if it's being taken out, the only operation associated with that would have to be subtraction. So here we're going to use subtraction. Now, how much is she using per day? Per day, she's using 5 3/4 amount of fabric per day. So 5 3/4. Okay, and now this key part right here, per day, it doesn't tell us the number of days, it just tells us that this is the amount that she's going to be using. So this is our variable, the number of days. That's what's changing. It could be 2 days, it could be 5 days, it could be 7 days. We don't know. So that's why we want to represent it with that variable. All right, so this is Nikki's side of the equation. Let's move to Jamie's side. All right, so let's erase all of this jazz. Okay. Jamie has 95 yards of fabric. Okay, so she's starting with 95 yards of fabric. Okay, and it says, and uses 2.5 yards of fabric per day. All right, so again, from Nikki, we know that uses, we're going to be using subtraction. How much is she using per day? She's using 2.5 yards of fabric, but again, do we know the number of days? No, not yet. So again, that's what's changing. That's our variable. So last thing is to set these equal to one another. 186 minus 5 3/4 x is the same as 95 minus 2.5 x. All right, guys, that was my last situation. There is one more thing that I do want to show you that is important. So I'm going to erase all of this now that we have our equation. Now, most people want to start with the situation. So say again, Nikki, we started with Nikki. She was the first person, so we automatically put her on the left side. But again, she doesn't necessarily have to be on the left side. We could have also, if say this was a multiple choice question, you could also see the equation written in the opposite way. So for example, I could rewrite this to where I put the right side first. So I'm going to actually rewrite this one. 3/4 x is equal to 95 minus 2.5 x. Okay, but I could also see it in reverse, and the reason that I can change this is because both sides are equal to one another. So it doesn't matter which scenario is first, it just matters that they're equal. So if this was a multiple choice question, another option could have this expression first, and then put Nikki to the right side. But again, they are the same expression or the same equation. I just switched the expressions from one side to another. But again, I'm using the exact same expressions. Okay, so here I have this here, and then I just put it on this side here. For this one, I started here, but I just moved it to this side over here. And again, nothing changed. Okay, I just swapped sides. So again, that's another key thing. If you're answering these questions and you don't see the first equation that you come up with, maybe try switching the expressions and see if you get your answer that way. But other than that, guys, that's the recap for today. I hope you are doing well, and I hope to catch you on the lives tomorrow, again, every day at 9:30 and 2. Have a great day.